Hello and welcome to today's Talk of the Town. I'm Sandy Benson. Tom Dunn, Emergency Service Coordinator with the town of Hilton Head Island, explains what we should do to be aware of for winter weather safety. Tom, seems like maybe a little odd timing right now,
Right.
but you know, we always know cold weather does hit this area.
Absolutely.
And sometimes really cold weather.
Yes.
So what kind of winter weather can we expect this year? What's the forecast?
Sure, the National Weather Service puts out a winter outlook every year. And for this year, they have us being a little bit warmer, a little bit drier winter than normal.
Okay.
So they're expecting the temperatures to be a little higher with a little less precipitation. And they even tossed the word drought into their forecast as well.
Wow, we haven't seen that in a while.
No.
So in 2014, we had a polar vortex, which I'm going to have you explain, first of all, what it is. And obviously, that's rare. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. In 2014, we had the term polar vortex became, I guess, the new buzzword. But that's a relatively normal phenomenon that stays well north of us. And occasionally that really cold air, that cold moving air, moves down into the southern regions of the nation. In 2014, it was the last, and I believe it was the mid-90s was the last time that happened before.
Right.
So we should always have the expectation that the potential for severe cold weather in our area.
And so in the event there is really severe winter weather, what precautions do we take down here?
Sure. I think we go into preparing for winter weather preparing as we do for all of our hazards. Pay attention to what we expect. You know, here some potential freezing rain, maybe occasionally a little snow, the concern of freezing pipes and those types of things. So the town has got an emergency preparedness guide that goes into all the hazards that we face on a daily basis or a yearly basis, and it can be found at Town Hall, any of the fire stations, so that's a great resource for folks to go to, and it covers winter weather as well.
Okay. And so say faucets, when do we let our faucets just drip?
Sure. When you start talking about dripping faucets, you're really talking about exposed pipe. So
Okay.
if your home has exposed pipes in the garage, it's not insulated, maybe under your house, maybe in the attic, then you want to think about maybe just cracking that faucet to let the water drip when we're expecting below freezing temperatures. But the best thing you can do is actually insulate those pipes so you won't have to do that.
And who is your best person to do those types of projects? Is that, you know, do people get, because I think a lot of times people get stumped, well, who do I call to help me with that? And especially the elderly. That's where my most concern is.
Right. I think it depends on the project.
Okay.
If it's a larger project, you probably want to get a contractor. If you're just covering your outdoor faucets, you can very easily go to your local hardware store and buy the covers to put on your faucets. For example, I have a faucet outside that's just regular PVC pipe that comes out of the ground.
Okay.
I just wrap some foam insulation around it in the wintertime, and it's been fine.
And so, just for kicks and giggles, do we see any chance that we may have a white Christmas in the Low Country this year?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to fair to guess 60 and sunny is probably what we're looking at for Christmas.
And I don't think people have to go too far, though, to hit that cooler weather and maybe put on those skis if that's what their interests are. Because I know just a week ago, I know Atlanta had it,
Yes.
North Carolina, and obviously
Up in
north
Virginia.
and west, you know, areas are definitely getting some snow.
Absolutely. If you want to find snow, it's not hard to find. Just head north.
So when does our winter season sort of fall off? What's the kind of time frame?
You know, usually probably around the end of February or into early March, it's pretty when it begins to make that shift. So really now, January and early February is time to pay attention to the cold weather. Some great resources are the National Weather Service Charleston. They've actually started a new product this year that's a winter precipitation. So they've got an entire product, an entire page dedicated to just potential winter weather and winter precipitation.
Okay.
So if you go to their website and there's a winter weather icon there with a snowflake on it, you click on it, it takes you to that page, and it tells you their forecast for the next few days on what they anticipate for the entire state and their entire area.
Okay, wonderful. All good information,
Awesome.
and hopefully there's nothing too severe out there. And in the meantime, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
Merry
and
Christmas
thank you for the great information.
Absolutely, thank you.
And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.